Hey guys, Wolfie here and welcome back to the channel. As always, the usual disclaimer, any opinion here is mine and mine alone. So I'm going to do a fun video in this format. This is something that for those who are amongst the newer subscribers is something you may or may not be familiar with in the sense of the format of the videos. However, it is a fun video log, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of things here and there so that way I can get into the meat and potatoes of this one. Now, it's going to be future topics for the channel, so it's like what to expect from me like going forward until I get better equipment. And that will take some time because it'll depend on varying factors like job, and by job, where I work, what I do for a living, and other obligations outside of work, meaning travel or conventions, whatever have you. Now, for some of you who may or may not know me, I usually, when it comes to like varying video topics, whatever, if it's like, let's just say Ruby or a video game or a product review or, heaven forbid, a computer build, I actually do take notes on like what I plan to say or like describe as parts, whatever. The reason why I do that is because if I don't write things down, I'm much more likely to forget unless I can recall certain aspects of it from memory. And as you get older, your memory doesn't fare as well at that point. And somebody wants to say hi. He's been meowing his butt off for the last several minutes. That is Sandy the Tabby. He is a cutie, isn't he? But anyway, like I said, I have two notebooks as you see here. The one with the black, like quote unquote bookmark, that was actually given to me by somebody I know in the United Kingdom. Her name is Carrie. I will have her Instagram account in the description below. And not so much her personal Instagram, but the one where it features her art. So she gave me the notebook on the left where you see the pen hanging off of. She gave me that amongst some other badass stuff years ago. I'm still using it to this day. Now, the notebook on the right, I bought that myself, and I am making good use of it in the sense of, Ruby content. That's pretty much where everything about, Ruby stuff that I want to address is in there. So, that's that on that. And the notebook I'm going to be using for this video is this one. The one that Carrie gave me. So, because I wrote down, a bunch of, items where I may or may not, cover it in the future. It's a bit of I don't know for the most part, because I have to I have to, consider varying obligations, closer to that time frame. More specifically, job, travel, other obligations, so on and so forth. So, I'm not going to put this in any particular order, mind you, so please bear with me. Now, with one topic I will not be addressing, and the reason is very simple, and that's the Bayonetta 3 fiasco, and to be more specific, the Helena Taylor, Jennifer Hale, Platinum Games, Nintendo aspect. That's too much he said, she said. It's too many migraines in the making. I'm not going to cover it. Because there's just so much going on. It's certain things are getting exposed by one aspect of it, but we don't know anything else beside that. In the sense of, we're hearing, a lot of things coming out about Helena Taylor, but what do we know about Platinum Games? What's their story? The NDA aspect. Yeah, just too much he said, she said. It's in all honesty, I'm not going to cover it. It's just too many headaches. Now, there's one other topic that is relatively recent. I wouldn't say relatively recent. It's really recent. And I was going to cover it, but it's just, again, just too much. There's enough hypocrites on social media. I'm not going to cover it. That's the whole thing with the Adidas controversy with Kanye West. Again, there's just too much hypocrisy there. I was going to cover it. But, there are companies out there who are doing similar aspects, if not worse, in sense of controversies, being Nike, Asics, New Balance, and Puma. The latter having the same exact origins as Adidas, in the sense of Adidas and Puma once being under the same roof. So I'm not going to cover the Adidas controversy for that reason alone. There's just too much hypocrisy, for those who wear Puma, Nike, Asics, or New Balance. It's like there's because they have their own controversies that are equally disturbing and should not be ignored, in my personal opinion. Now, regarding that, the whole thing with Rooster Teeth and Ruby, I will be covering it. And I do need to do a little bit more research in the sense of like, okay, is Ruby going to survive beyond Volume 9? And it's something I've been wanting to cover, but like I said, I do need to do some additional research to make sure I have everything correct, up to date. That's how I roll. Now, I am going to be doing some video logs with my trip to Seattle. That's where I am heading next week. I'm taking the Amtrak to and from there. Now, people are going to be like, Wolvie, you make enough money to fly. Why aren't you flying? I'm like, for me, I'm one of those people where it's like, I'd rather take the Amtrak because it's like, I don't like to spend too much time out there. And by that is, when it comes to me traveling, I don't like spending too much time. I'm not the biggest fan of flying in the sense of cost. So I'd rather, do what I'd rather travel how I like to, and that's Amtrak, which means it gives me enough time, to see varying sights, and while I get to my destination, I can have like time to spend on that. So I will be doing some video logs from Seattle. Gotta be a bit patient. Just gotta be a bit patient on that. That's all I ask. So that's another one right there. So when it comes to things like movie and book reviews, it's going to depend on what I get my hands on, what I see, and I have to commit varying aspects from both source materials. Like, either, burn it in my mind, if that makes any sense. Now, I was talking about this with my female roommate a couple of minutes ago, and she was mentioning this about, the Broadway scene, quote unquote, but I'm also going to do something with the music industry, because some people may not know this about me, but I am a bit of a music nerd. So, there was something I kind of caught on not too long ago, and the question being, is the music industry taking a hit due to concerts, tours being rescheduled or canceled from, cost, all that stuff? I will be doing that. I need to do quite a bit of research. So, but like I said, music is something I am quite passionate about. It's something I will be covering. I just need to do some research in that regard. Now, regarding this one over here, this is Sandy the Tabby. He is saying hi. There he is. He may be coming over here. Let me go out here. There will be Sandy videos. That's just about the kitty himself right here. He loves the attention. This is an example. You go after the chin, he loves it. He's just acting like he doesn't right now. But there will be Sandy videos. Mark my words, there will be Sandy videos. And when it comes to the builds themselves, I'm going to do this, I turn this around completely. So when it comes to, let me see if I'm pointing in the right direction. So for if I were to upgrade parts for Raiden and then over there being Odin, I do plan on doing videos in the future, if I were to upgrade some stuff for those builds, as well as Deadpool that's in my bedroom. I will be doing a video on that. However, I could have a change of heart and not do it. So for right now, it is a tentative yes for, if I were to upgrade the builds, what would I be going after for all three? But it's one of those, it's a yes for right now. I could change my mind. So when it comes to product reviews that are not movies or books, that is going to depend on what I can get my hands on. As well as I need to make sure I write all of this stuff down in a jiffy, because with where I work, I could get really busy in a hurry, and I may not have as much time as I originally had to cover it. Now, when it comes to posting some stuff, I'm probably gonna be shooting for Sundays to post stuff, even though I may be filming earlier in the week, so that way you guys get to see me at least, hey. Or I start off with a video alongside some of the stuff from April-ish of last year, meaning I've recorded this in advance along those lines. So there is one other topic I will be going into. I do need to, let me see if I can get this correct. Okay, if I could get this. Okay. Give me a moment here. Now, you see something like this. I caught this on Twitter. Now, I am going to be doing a Square Enix, update, video in the future. Now, I do have to do quite a bit of research on this one as well. Now, the reason why I am doing something like this about Square Enix, believe it or not, when it comes to recent years, and to be more specific, years that end in an even number, something pretty bad happens to Square Enix, in my personal opinion. So this is one of those things I'm going to be addressing. Now, as for other topics, so when it comes to future builds, not only for the buddy of mine, but future builds for other people, I will be filming those once I get all the parts. So that way, you guys get to see, decent looking builds. That's how I roll. Now, speaking of future builds, I'm going to rotate the camera over here. You may or may not see it. See if I can get this. See if I can get it. Okay, so I'm actually going to, angle it like this. So, where I'm pointing to, that's the Asus Tough Gaming GT301 cases. Now, I do have an idea of what to do with this particular case. Now, what I did here is that with that particular case, I will be doing a build in it. So it's going to be, I wouldn't say super minimalistic, but more so more budget friendly, if that makes any sense. And the reason why I want to do a more budget friendly build, because I was thinking about it for a while. I'm like, okay, how am I going to do a computer in that particular case? Now, it dawned on me I could actually get away with a lower end CPU. That way I could fit in a low profile CPU air cooler. Meaning that it gives me the space I want. I don't have to worry about cooler problems at the front, if that makes any sense. And I can still fit in some fans, make it work, that sort of thing. And the thing is, I do have the original motherboard for Odin. I have that in there temporarily. Once I get all the parts though, I could just, take it back out, put all the parts in there, and then put the motherboard back into the case. And I'm hoping that motherboard is still working, which gives me, which gives me some real peace of mind there. That way I can narrow down what on earth happened with Odin's original, parts. With that bit out of the way, let me pause this for a moment. There is one other item I definitely will not be covering, And something I caught on Twitter, I had to do a little bit digging on TikTok, and that is Mr. Beast supposedly canceling an appearance at a grocery store. So there was a bit of a he said, she said on that. I'm not going to be talking about it because, again, that's what it is exactly in my opinion. Too much he said, she said. There's too little information. There's a couple of videos addressing it, so it's like not enough information for me to follow. And because of it's too much of it being he said, she said too much, I'm not going to cover something that's going to give me a migraine. So when it comes down to unboxing items, both streaming areas and workstation updates, and that's right there, if I could angle it correctly. That's the that's my workstation. When it comes to like newer items, all that stuff, I don't know if I'm going to be filming those. I mean, it's a possibility. We'll see. Now, let me grab, I'm going to take a moment here, and I do need to look at my notes here real quick. Okay, so there is one other item in my notes, and it is 2023 plans. Now, this is one of those items where I am 100% on the fence on, because, and most of all, tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so it's one of those, it's like, I honestly don't know if I'm going to film that. I may or may not. It's a bit of a wait and see. But to do a bit of a recap, there are some topics I will not be covering. That's the Bayonetta 3 fiasco, the Mr. Beast grocery store fiasco, the Adidas controversy. Those three topics right there, I will not be covering. It's just like you got too much he said, she said, and you got a bunch of hypocrites, on the Adidas controversy, so it's like, it's not worth it. Now, most of the other videos, it's like, topics, it's like, I honestly don't know. So, it comes down to, my overall schedule, and I'm hoping, I have, good source material to use. So, that's it on that. So, with the life update stuff, I'm just pretty damn busy with work. And again, next Wednesday, I do leave for Seattle for, a little more than a week. So it's like, there are going to be some cases where I have zero signal. And that's it on that. So with Wolvie here, signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side.